2022 NFL Draft starts tonight, and we are going through the final mock draft. This is my thoughts and where I think people are going to go. This is what I think is going to happen minus trades. We're not doing trades in it. Those are so hard to predict that I'm just picking the guys who I think if they kept their pick, they're going to go with. Hopefully a lot of these end up on the teams correctly. Here we go. Pick number 1. I'm actually going with Travon Walker to the Jags. I think that he is their guy. Hutchinson, I know, has a lot more production in college, but I think they ended up going Walker, taking his size, athleticism, and potential there at the number 1 spot. Next up, Detroit. I think they're going quarterback. It's just been the trend to grab quarterbacks early, and Malik Willis is there for them. They've got a lot of film on this guy, and I don't think they're going to wait until the end of the round to take a quarterback that they're not super all in on. So I think they take the quarterback early, and they'll pick up guys later in the draft that's going to help round out this roster. Next up, Houston Texans. They are ecstatic because Aiden Hutchinson ends up dropping to them, and they run up to the stand and turn in their pick. Next up, Jets at number 4. They've got 2 picks here in the top 10, and I think they take Sauce Gardner. He is arguably the best or second best player in the entire draft, and I think the Jets will love this guy. He's going to be great in the secondary there. He has swagger to him. The Jets need that. They need to get a personality, and this is somebody that they can build around, and he's going to be a stud for their team for a very, very long time. Next up, New York Giants. I think they go lineman, and they're taking Charles Cross. They worked out a lot with him and made sure that he could play left and right tackle, put him through some right tackle drills, even though he played left tackle throughout all of his college. I think they just like Charles Cross. Even though Neal and Icky, a lot of people have graded as a higher graded tackles than him, Cross I think is their guy. Next up, Carolina Panthers. I think they skip on a quarterback here and take Evan Neal. He is somebody that I don't think they've expected to get, but I think he falls past the Giants and allows him to fall into their lap. I think they're going to be very happy grabbing Neal here to help the run game and protect Darnold or quarterback that they grab later in the draft, whoever ends up winning that job. Giants back on the clock here. I've got them taking Jeremiah Johnson. This is a guy that's risen up draft boards, and I think he is a great pass rusher. They need help there on the D-line, and I think with the hype that he's gotten, he comes in top 7. Giants take a tackle and D-lineman, shore up the trenches, and I think they're going to be ecstatic with those 2 picks. So then we come to the Falcons, and everybody has a wide receiver going here. I think that, truthfully, is not a good pick for them. I know that wide receiver room is empty, but they're not going to be able to compete anyways this year. I think they take Ekwonu and shore up the line and plan for the future. This is a guy that you can build around for the next 5 years, and are going to get a lot of value out of. Tackles are also somebody who keep their value if they end up being star guys, and even if their team struggles in the next couple of years, he's somebody that can be traded for more picks and more resources as well. Not that you necessarily want to draft for that, but he's definitely, I think, better off getting picked by the Falcons than any of the wide receivers who, yes, they may hit, but if you don't get a quarterback and don't have a line to throw to him, that guy's not going to provide you with the value that Ekwonu will here. Next up, Thibodeau stays in the Pacific Northwest and heads to Seattle. Washington grabs a defensive lineman, and I think they're going to be happy about it. Thibodeau is one of those guys that has all the talent in the world. People talks about his attitude and work ethic, and I think I think Pete Carroll loves this type of athlete, and I think he's going to be able to go in and fit right in with the Seattle culture pretty well. Jets now at 10 with their second pick in the top 10, and I have them taking Jameson Williams. I think this is one of the more obvious picks in the entire draft. They need to put weapons around Zach Wilson, and Jameson Williams is that guy. He's the best wide receiver in the class, and I think they're going to love him. Zach Wilson's going to love him, and he just allows them that big home run hit, which is something that the Jets have been lacking for a long time. The last time they had that was Robbie Anderson, and that was a solid team. So this is somebody that I think fits in with their system and will be able to help them out immensely. Now, Washington Commanders, they come out and grab Kyle Hamilton. He was talked up a lot before the draft as the best DB in the class. Then with testing and everything like that, he has dropped here, and I think the Commanders will benefit from that. He is a great player. He can play up in the box. He can play back. But I think Kyle Hamilton here goes here to the Commanders. And Minnesota then runs up again to the stand and grabs Stingley Jr. This guy, everybody's talked about it. Injury prone, hasn't been himself for a few years, but Minnesota needs cornerback help, and this is the guy. Best player, he should be the guy on their board outside of Sauce, and Sauce isn't getting here. So if Stingley falls here, I think they are super happy. If both the corners are gone, I would not be surprised if they try to trade out of this pick. If not, McDuffie will probably be the pick here. But Stingley falls in my mock, and he has gone here to Minnesota. Next up, Houston Texans with their second pick of the draft. I think they shore up the D-line and grab Jordan Davis out of Georgia. Athletic freak. I think he's going to be a great player, solid player for a long time. He can really cause problems for any offensive line. And I think he's the type of guy also that's going to fit in with this grinded out Houston team and kind of give them life as well within that D-line. Next up, Baltimore Ravens. They stick with defense as well. Get Karlaftis out of Purdue. Ravens for a long time have prided themselves on a wonderful defense, and Karlaftis is quick, fast, powerful, and I think he's going to be fit in right away in the rotation and cause problems for that division. The Philadelphia Eagles have a couple of positions that are some big needs. I think their biggest needs are wide receiver and defensive back, and I think they grabbed one of each here with these two picks. I think they go McDuffie here at 15 because there's a few wide receivers on the board that I think they're going to be fine with taking, and they will let that one fall to pick 18. But here, pick 15, Trent McDuffie, shore up the secondary in a division that has a lot of offensive weapons. Pick number 16, we are going to New Orleans, and I think they take wide receiver Drake London. He has fallen here down to 16. A lot of people have him going higher in their mock drafts than me, but I think he is a great complementary piece to Michael Thomas, and he's going to be another big body for Jameis Winston to throw to. Having Michael Thomas and London as big targets for Winston, I think is going to be the game plan, and I think he fits well in with their offense there. Pick number 17, we've got the Los Angeles Chargers, and I've got them shoring up their offensive line with Trevor Penning out of Northern Iowa. I think they are trying to make a push, and they need Herbert to stay safe. I think grabbing an extra lineman here is the way to go. They were able to re-sign Mike Williams. They've got Keenan Allen. They've got Austin Eckler. They have pieces. They just need to keep the quarterback standing. So Trevor Penning off the board here at 17. Now, like I said, Philadelphia has this 18th pick, and they get Garrett Wilson out of Ohio State. Very talented receiver, can absolutely be the one on your roster, and I think that's what he comes in and does here for Philadelphia. Next up, Saints. They also shore up their offensive line. They get Raymond out of Central Michigan. Their offense was very much the issue last year. Their defense was still very good. And so shoring up the offense this year, taking care of Jameis Winston and seeing what they can do is priority. So they grab Raymond here, and I think that's going to be a great pick. 20, I know this is going to probably shock a couple of people, but I have them taking Desmond Ridder, quarterback out of Cincinnati, instead of Pickett. I think Desmond Ridder is their guy. I think he has the upside that maybe others don't see in Pickett, and so I think Desmond Ridder is the guy. He can come in, sit behind Trubisky, or I think Ridder has the skills to take over that job. So Desmond Ridder off the board to the Steelers. They're at 20. Now we move on to New England, and this is the most New England thing. They're going to take Zion Johnson. Great grab for them. He's going to be able to run the ball very well. Zion works well in pass protection as well. It's an easy pick for them. Next up, we have the Green Bay Packers, and they finally draft a wide receiver in the first round. Treylon Burks out of Arkansas, big body, and I think he comes in to Green Bay to be Aaron Rodgers' number one guy. If they don't go wide receiver, if one of their two picks here, the whole world will riot. So I think they definitely take wide receiver here. Treylon Burks off the board for me. He's the best guy in my eyes for that roster at this time. Next up, we've got the Arizona Cardinals, and they go Devontae Wyatt. I know they have some big names at the D-line position there in Arizona, but they are on the older side and missed time with injury last year. So I think they share that up. Get a big guy out of Georgia. These Georgia linemen, or defensive guys in general, are fantastic, and I think he's going to fit right in to their defense. Next up, Dallas Cowboys. My Dallas Cowboys. I have them taking Kenyon Green from Texas A&M, picking a Texas guy, sticks in the state, and he's going to be able to come in, be a probably left guard for them, and shore up the line. They need to run the ball better, and Kenyon Green's going to help them do that. He has a lot of experience, and he's going to be able to come in day one, push people around. I think this is a great pick for them. I will be very upset if they don't end up going O-line in the first round. Next up, Buffalo Bills. They are in Super Bowl contention mode. I could absolutely see them going corner here, but I think they take the running back, get the luxury pick, and get Breece Hall, just adding another dynamic piece to that Buffalo offense. I think Breece Hall goes here to Buffalo. Next up, pick number 26, Tennessee Titans. I have them taking wide receiver Chris Olave out of Ohio State. They missed out on a lot of production for the wide receiver group last year outside of A.J. Brown, and this guy's going to help them. He is quick, he's great there in the slot, and I think he's going to do wonders and be a safety blanket for Tannehill this next year. So I've got him going to Tennessee. They're at pick number 26. Pick number 27, Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I have them taking Andrew Booth Jr. out of Clemson, shoring up the secondary. They have lost a couple of pieces on their defense, trying to keep their big name guys, and I think they need some help in the secondary. Andrew Booth Jr. should be able to come in and do that. This is one of those picks that I don't know where Tampa Bay's necessarily going to go, but I don't think that you can have enough corners, and so I think they just take the best corner available. In a lot of people's eyes, here at pick number 27. Pick number 28, I have, I'm going to butcher this name, but Ebiketie from Penn State. Sorry, but Green Bay loves this type of edge rusher. I think with their two picks, one of them is going to be a wide receiver. The other one's going to be a defensive front guy. And this guy has stood out to me as one of the best edge rushers in this group here in the late first, early second. And I think they grab him here. Now, Kansas City has back-to-back picks, and with the loss of Tyreek Hill, I definitely think one of these picks is going to be wide receiver. The other one, I'm taking corner. I just feel like Kyler Gordon was asked to come to the combine for a reason. I think he's going to be a first-round guy, and Kansas City grabs him here. There's a lot of weapons there in that division. They need help on the back end. Kyler Gordon from Washington goes here at pick number 29, and they're going to follow it up by drafting Sky Moore out of Western Michigan to help in with that wide receiver room, bring some speed, some route running to help Patrick Mahomes and company get back to the Super Bowl this next year. Pick number 31, I've got Tyler Linderbaum I have Tyler Linderbaum falling to them here, the best center in the draft, and I think he fits right in with what they're doing there. He can move, he is quick, strong, he is a little bit undersized, and that's one of the reasons why I think he falls to the end of the first, but he fits with what they're doing there in Cincinnati. I think he's a great fit. Lastly, Detroit has their second first-round pick. This is one that I don't know what direction they're going to go. Could absolutely grab one of the wide receivers to help shore up that bleak wide receiver room. But I think they take the first linebacker off the board, Devin Lloyd. He has fallen because of other teams' needs, and I think he's going to fit right in with that hard-nosed defense that they've got growing there. So there's my first-round mock. Very excited to see what happens tonight. Comment down below where you think I'm crazy, what picks you think might hit, and who your team is and what you want them to do. But thank you. Until next time, go Cowboys, and everybody enjoy the draft. We have a long ways until football starts, so enjoy it.